As calls for safe return of hostages held in Gaza intensifies, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu appeared to confirm on Saturday that new Qatar-mediated negotiations were underway to recover the hostages. Earlier, Israel's intelligence chief met the Qatari Prime Minister amidst the efforts to bring about a deal for the release of hostages. Moreover, Netanyahu also vowed to maintain intense military pressure on Hamas in Gaza.
We are working with Qatar and Egypt. We have serious criticism of Qatar, about which I suppose you will hear in due course, but right now we are trying to complete the recovery of our hostages.
The Israeli army released footage on Saturday showing operations in and around Kamal Adwan Hospital in Beit Lahia, northern Gaza. The Israeli troops also said that weapons were recovered in and around the hospital, which they claim was used as compound for Hamas. It added that 90 Hamas fighters were arrested during the operation. Turkey, Romania and Bulgaria plan to sign a deal in January on a joint plan to clear mines floating in the Black Sea as a result of the war in Ukraine. The agreement, expected to be signed next month, would be the first major joint action of Black Sea nations since President Vladimir Putin started the war on Ukraine in February 2022. Black Sea states Turkey, Romania and Bulgaria met officials from Georgia, Poland and Ukraine in April 2022 to discuss clearing the mines after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Defense ministers from the three countries also held talks on the plan at a NATO meeting in Brussels in October and in Ankara last month as they worked to finalize the initiative. Shelling hit an oil reservoir in a suburban district of the Russian-controlled Donetsk city on Saturday, setting the reservoir aflame. It was the second time in the last 24 hours and the third time this week that the artillery fire hit oil shortage in Donetsk. The capital was annexed by Russia amid an ongoing military operation against Ukraine in September of 2022. The Russian-backed city authorities haven't commented on the incident. There was no immediate response from Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin's announcement to seek re-election in the upcoming presidential election has garnered strong support from the Russian people. His high approval ratings and endorsement from a group of voters in Moscow reflect the widespread backing for his bid. DD India's correspondent Dasha Chernysova is in Moscow for more insight.
The initiative group of voters has unanimously supported Russia's incumbent president Vladimir Putin's self-nomination in next year's presidential election. Under the Russian law, a group of at least 500 voters should be formed to support a candidate's self-nomination. And organizers of the Saturday event say there were over 700 voters officially registered and supporting Putin's bid. On the 8th of December, Putin announced his intention to seek re-election in March 17 presidential vote. Earlier this week, Putin held a 4-hour-long Q&A session answering questions from the citizens and journalists. He reassured there was no need of another wave of mobilization in Russia and said Moscow was strengthening its positions along almost entire contact line. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told media on Friday that Ukraine is unable to win the conflict with Russia and that the US is well aware of that. Peskov added that the US was throwing away billions of dollars of its budget funds allocated for the military and financial aid to Ukraine. He also insisted that despite that aid, Kyiv has failed to make any major progress on the battlefield. Dasha Chernysova reporting in Moscow for DD India.
Kuwait's Emir Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Sabah has died aged 86 according to the royal court. He died just over 3 years after assuming power in the US-allied Gulf oil producer. Authorities gave no cause of death but announced the start of a 40-day official mourning period and a 3-day closure of government departments. The Emir was admitted to hospital late last month due to what the state news agency described at the time as an emergency health problem, but said that he was in a stable condition. Kuwait's Crown Prince and his half-brother Sheikh Mishal Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah was subsequently named new Emir, a statement from the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of State for Cabinet Affairs said. Sheikh Nawaf was sworn in September 2020 after the death of his half-brother Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi condoled the demise of Emir of Kuwait. In a tweet, Prime Minister said, and I quote, deeply saddened to learn about the unfortunate demise of His Highness Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah. We convey our deepest condolences to the royal family, the leadership and the people of Kuwait. The Indian government has announced one-day state mourning throughout India to mark the demise of the Emir of State of Kuwait. Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah, the Emir of the State of Kuwait, passed away on Saturday. As per the Government of India, the national flag will be flown at half-mast throughout India on all buildings where it is flown regularly, and there will be no official entertainment on the day to mark respect to the departed dignitary. More than 60 migrants drowned in a shipwreck off Libya, adding another chapter in the unrelenting toll in the Mediterranean Sea as people flee famine, conflict and other upheavals for distant shores. The International Organization for Migration in Libya said in a post on the social platform X that women and children were among the 61 migrants who drowned. However, the Libyan government has not commented on the agency's report. The boat had set off from the Libyan city of Zawara with about 86 people citing survivors of the shipwreck. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak warned the threat of growing number of refugees could overwhelm parts of Europe. Speaking at a political event in Rome organized by his Italian counterpart Giorgia Meloni's right-wing party, Sunak said hostile powers would use illegal migration as a weapon to destabilize societies. While in Rome on the one-day trip, Sunak also met Giorgia Meloni and Albania's Prime Minister Edi Rama for talks on illegal migration. Sunak survived a major threat to his leadership when he won a vote in Parliament on an emergency bill to revive his plan to send asylum seekers to Rwanda, seeing of a rebellion from some of his lawmakers. Chadians are voting on a new constitution, a key step towards promised elections. Transitional President Mohamed Idris Deby, who has governed the country since 2021, had promised to hand power to civilians and hold elections this year before postponing them to 2024. DD Isaac Lucondo has more.
8 million voters are expected to decide on a new constitution in Chad. The vote tests the legitimacy of the over 30-year rule of the Deby family. President Idris Deby's death in 2021 threw Chad's politics and military into disarray. His son Mohamed Idris Deby now leads a transitional military council that is attempting to hold on to power. Many analysts predict a yes vote due to a well-funded ruling junta campaign. The opposition, on the other hand, has faced divisions, arrests, intimidation and threats over the last year. Their hopes are pinned on a low turnout to challenge the family dynasty's power. A country of about 17 million people, the United Nations ranks Chad as the world's second least developed country. Isaac Lucondo in Dar es Salaam, reporting for DD India.
Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has pledged to strengthen cooperation with the Association of Southeast Asian Nations in the economic and security fields to pass on what he called a trust-based cooperative relationship to future generations. Kishida spoke at a special summit in Tokyo to mark 50 years of friendship between Tokyo and ASEAN, which opened a banquet on Saturday. Kishida said the core of relationship between the two sides is mutual trust. He also added that Japan hopes to create a stronger economy that will produce further vitality and grow together with ASEAN by bringing together each country's strengths in the face of crisis that may be difficult for countries to resolve on their own.
The core of Japan-ASEAN relations is, above all, mutual trust. What underpins this trust is our precious history of consistently working together, even in time of hardship. We would like to pass on to the next generation this heart-to-heart relationship.
This year's Hong Kong Brands and Products Expo kicked off on Saturday at Victoria Park. The 24-day fair boasts more than 900 booths and stalls selling food, cosmetic products, clothes and much more. It's the very first Hong Kong Brands and Products Expo after the city lifted all COVID curbs. Excitement was in the air even before the fair opened. This year's most popular booth was one of the offered goodie bags of dried seafood at the bargain price of $1. And still to come on DD India News Hour. Former US President Donald Trump takes aim at President Joe Biden at a rally in New Hampshire. Chile gears up for Sunday's second referendum on a new constitution. And we tell you how Simba, the majestic lion of a Brazilian zoo, celebrated his 15th birthday.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts. We demystify complex social, political and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington, D.C.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
गर फिरदौस बर्रुए ज़मी अस्त हमी अस्तो हमी अस्तो हमी अस्त Jammu and Kashmir, nature's finest works. A land of verdant valleys, pristine lakes, striking autumns, unforgettable majestic beauty. A place of unwavering devotion, wholehearted smiles, and warm hospitality. World famous for its exquisite artistry. Leader in diverse agricultural products. Heartland of winter sports. Jammu and Kashmir is vibrant, diverse, ambitious, future-focused, full of life. Welcome to heaven on earth.
You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Former US President Donald Trump took aim at President Joe Biden at a rally in New Hampshire, where he warned of World War III and pledged to prevent it. Trump leads his rivals for the Republican nomination by nearly 50 percentage points in national opinion polls. Trump has pleaded not guilty to 4 felony counts, accusing him of attempting to defraud the United States and obstruct Congress through schemes to overturn his loss to President Joe Biden. Congo will vote in a general election next week. Thousands attended opposition candidate Martin Fayulu's final campaign rally on Saturday ahead of the December 20 vote. Fayulu, a former oil executive and leader of the Engagement of Citizenship and Development Party, came second to President Felix Tshisekedi in 2018. Meanwhile, opposition parties and independent observers have warned that issues including illegible voter cards, blocked campaign planes, and electoral list delays threaten the legitimacy of the results. Chile is gearing up for Sunday's second referendum on a new constitution, where citizens will vote to replace the old constitution that dates back to the 1973-1990 rule of General Augusto Pinochet. The push to rewrite the constitution was due to the protests 4 years ago, sparked in part by deep inequality that many blamed on that framework. This is Chile's second attempt at drafting a new charter. The first attempt was rejected in September 2022 by voters. In the event of its failure, the government would not push for a third rewrite, instead try to amend the current text to include popular proposals. Mexico's Maya train, a tourist railway in the Yucatan Peninsula, has commenced operation on the first segment of the line. Tourists aboard the newly inaugurated train Maya said they were happy to be among the first passengers to use the service. The first section of the train, a flagship infrastructure project of President Andrés Manuel López Obrador, was launched on Friday. The track goes from the southern state of Campeche to the tourist hotspot of Cancun. Another section from Palenque to Cancun is expected to be inaugurated by the end of December. A heavy storm hit Florida on Saturday, causing rainfall and gusty wind around the coastal area. Footage received from Hollywood, Florida, showed choppy waves, palm trees shaking in the wind and flooded parking lots. 17 million people residing in Jacksonville, Orlando and Tampa are under threat of severe weather, local media reported. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis entrusted the Florida Division of Emergency Management to monitor the low-pressure system heading toward southwest Florida and activated the Florida State Guard to prepare and respond to impacts. Well, let's take a look at other stories making news around the world. Alex Batty, the British teenager who resurfaced in southern France after disappearing 6 years ago, returned to Britain on Saturday. Local police said the boy had disappeared at the age of 11 in 2017. The police informed that the teenager met with a relative and police officers who accompanied him on his journey back to Britain. Cardinal Angelo Becciu was convicted on Saturday of embezzlement and sentenced to 5.5 years in jail. He was the most senior Catholic Church official ever to stand trial before a Vatican criminal court. The trial, which exposed infighting and intrigue in the highest echelons of the Vatican, lasted for 86 sessions over 2.5 years. Thousands of Cubans gathered at the St. Lazarus pilgrimage on Saturday to fulfill their vows and pledges made to St. Lazarus, a Catholic saint and a powerful deity in the Afro-Cuban Santeria faith. Followers of this faith invoke St. Lazarus to heal health ailments. Simba, the majestic lion of a Brazilian zoo, celebrated his 15th birthday in Rio de Janeiro on Saturday. He munched on a delicacy made out of meat and chicken as visitors snapped his pictures. Guests at the party were the zoo visitors and his caretakers, who said they were proud of maintaining the well-being of Simba during his years at the site. A large crane hoisted a new copper rooster back to the top of spire of Notre Dame on Saturday as renovation speeds up. The old rooster that was damaged in a fire accident in Cathedral in 2015 will now be displayed in a new Notre Dame museum. Notre Dame is set to reopen for religious services and to the public on December 8, 2024. International legend Rafael dazzled thousands of fans in Madrid on Saturday night as part of his victory tour to mark his career journey that spans more than 60 years. The 80-year-old belted out 30 songs, including his iconic hits, attracting a cross-section of generations to the Wheezing Center in the Spanish capital. Venezuelan children race on wooden go-karts called carruchas as a kickstart to Christmas season. The race, which is also a local tradition of El Retiro in Caracas, is organized every year in an attempt to get the children away from electronic games and to encourage them to play traditional games. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Sultan Haitham bin Tariq of Oman held delegation-level talks. They discussed the historic rich ties between India and Oman and adopted the India-Oman Joint Vision document titled A Partnership for the Future. Here's a report.
India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi held talks with Sultan of Oman, Haitham bin Tariq in New Delhi. PM Modi warmly received the Sultan of Oman at Hyderabad House, setting the stage for bilateral discussions. The agenda included taking stock of bilateral ties and charting pathways for the future collaboration between the two countries.
सदियों से भारत और ओमान गहरी मित्रता के अटूट संबंध रहे हैं। अरब सागर के एक छोर पर भारत है तो दूसरे छोर पर ओमान है। हमारी आपसी निकटता केवल भूगोल तक सीमित नहीं है, बल्कि ये हमारे हजारों वर्षों से चले रहे व्यापार और संस्कृति और हमारी समान प्राथमिकताओं से भी झलकती है। इस यशस्वी इतिहास के बलबूते पर हम एक उज्जवल भविष्य की संरचना कर रहे हैं।
At the bilateral talks, India's PM Modi said India and Oman are adopting a new joint vision for future. He stressed that the joint vision would enhance the partnership between the two countries.
आज हम एक नए इंडिया ओमान ज्वाइंट विजन ऑफ पार्टनरशिप फॉर फ्यूचर को एडॉप्ट कर रहे हैं। इस ज्वाइंट विजन में 10 विभिन्न क्षेत्रों पर ठोस एक्शन पॉइंट्स पर सहमति बनी है। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि यह ज्वाइंट विजन हमारी साझेदारी को एक नया और आधुनिक स्वरूप देगा। मुझे खुशी है पक्षों के बीच सीपा एग्रीमेंट पर चर्चा जारी है। इस वार्ता के 2 राउंड सफलतापूर्वक संपन्न किए जा चुके हैं, जिसमें कई महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दों पर सहमति बन चुकी है। मैं आशा करता हूं कि हम जल्द ही इस एग्रीमेंट को साइन कर पाएंगे, जिससे हमारे आर्थिक सहयोग में एक नए अध्याय का जुड़ना हो जाएगा।
Both countries signed several MOUs relating to information technology, cooperation in the field of culture, combating financial crimes, and establishing Hindi chair of the Indian Council for Cultural Relations in Oman.
Both countries had also signed MOU, including in the field of information technology, cooperation in the field of culture, combating financial crimes, and of course establishment of a Hindi chair of ICCR in Oman. Secondly, again an area which featured very prominently in the discussions between the two leaders was ongoing discussions between the two countries for a comprehensive economic partnership agreement.
Foreign Secretary Vinay Quatra further added that India shares a special relationship with Oman and the relationship evolved into a strategic partnership.
A significant achievement in terms of India-Oman trade and capital cooperation was the announcement of the 3rd tranche of the Oman-India Joint Investment Fund. This fund would be worth $300 million, approximately 2,500 crores. Purely as a point of elaboration, the fund was established as a 50-50 joint venture between the State Bank of India and the Oman Investment Authority, which essentially channelizes investments into the fastest growing sectors of the Indian economy.
Earlier on Saturday morning, the Sultan of Oman was accorded a ceremonial reception at the forecourt of Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Draupadi Murmu received the Sultan at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. With inputs from Amritpal Singh, Shagnik Chakraborty for DD India.
Benin's foreign minister arrived at Delhi on an official visit. His official visit aims to further strengthen bilateral ties and cooperation between India and Benin. As per India's External Affairs Ministry, Benin expressed solidarity with India in its efforts to tackle the scourge of terrorism, which has become the biggest threat to international peace and security in the current times. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed concern over the lapse in security of the Indian Parliament. In an interview to an Indian national daily, the Prime Minister said that incident is unfortunate. However, instead of debating or protesting about it, it is important to go deeper into it so that a solution can be found. PM Modi said that seriousness of the incident that happened in Parliament should not be underestimated at all. Therefore, the Speaker is taking necessary steps with full seriousness. He also said that the investigating agencies are investigating strictly. Speaking of a latest development in the investigation in the Indian Parliament security breach incident, according to the police, phone parts of all the accused in the case have been recovered from the western Indian state of Rajasthan. All the phones were found in burnt condition. As per sources, a person named as Lalit Jha had the phones of all the accused. Still to come on DD India News Hour. Kashi Tamil Sangamam special train reaches Varanasi. Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra reaches Mayurbhanj in Indian state of Odisha. Heavy rain slash parts of Tamil Nadu. India Meteorological Department predicts heavy to very heavy showers.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts. We demystify complex social, political and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington, D.C.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
Welcome to Kumarakode, Kerala, God's own country.
India that invents. India that innovates. India that excites. India that invites. Land of possibility. Teeming with opportunities. Watch India Ideas each Thursday, 8 p.m. only on DD India.
You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj, and let's have a look at the headlines once again. Netanyahu hints new negotiations underway to recover Gaza hostages after Israel's intelligence chief met the Prime Minister of Qatar, vowed to maintain intense military pressure on Hamas. India declares one-day state mourning on the passing away of Kuwait's ruling Emir Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Sabah. The national flag will be flown at half-mast throughout India. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate new integrated terminal building at Surat Airport, also to inaugurate Surat Diamond Burst in the western Indian state of Gujarat today. India and South Africa begin their three-match ODI series today with the first ODI at Johannesburg. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on a visit to Surat in Gujarat and will also visit Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh on the 17th and 18th of December. On Sunday, PM Modi will inaugurate the new integrated terminal building at Surat Airport and will inaugurate the Surat Diamond Burst. Thereafter, PM Modi will travel to Varanasi and will participate in Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra. Prime Minister Modi will also inaugurate Kashi Tamil Sangamam 2023 at Namo Ghat in Varanasi. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate a new terminal building and Surat Diamond Burst in India's Gujarat. The terminal highlights local culture and aims to provide a unique experience to visitors. DD India correspondent Vishal Baristo spoke with the chairman of the Airport Authority of India, Sanjeev Kumar, for more insights.
I am here at the Surat International Airport, and Prime Minister is going to inaugurate a new terminal at this airport on the 17th of this month. I have with me Chairman of Airport Authority of India, Mr. Sanjeev Kumar. Let's talk to him and find out. Mr. Sanjeev, in what way it is going to be an absolutely fabulous new terminal?
So, it would be fabulous because Honorable Prime Minister is coming and inaugurating it and dedicating it to the nation, to the state. It would be fabulous because on that day, this airport would become full-fledged international airport. It would be fabulous because the first international flight after Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Union Government, yesterday declared to be international airport. First flight would be going tomorrow at 11:40 by Air India Express from here to Dubai. So it would be a fabulous day for all of us.
Now, in what way will it enhance the capacity, and how many flights would you cater, would this airport cater, international?
As of now, the capacity of our airport is limited because it was an old terminal. With the new terminal, we will be able to cater to 8 to 10 flights of Airbus 320 or Boeing 737 per hour. We can service almost 1,800 passengers per hour. Domestic, international together. We have configured in a way that if international passengers are more, then we can cater for more international passengers, and if the domestic passengers are more in a particular hour, then we can reconfigure, we call it swing operation, so that the same space can be utilized for domestic passengers also. So it will enhance the capacity of existing Surat Airport by 2.5 times to 3 times.
Prime Minister has been very vocal for local, from local to local, and from local to global. So in what way ethnic look will add another feather in the already feathered cap of Surat?
Taking inspiration from the Honorable Prime Minister, and we have incorporated the very rich cultural element of Gujarat and Surat in our airport, in design of the airport terminal and also in the interiors of the airport. Gujarat culture is really very rich and very encompassing, very wide. So it is not possible to capture all the element, but we have tried our best to capture the important element of the Surat city, of Gujarat, traditions, art and culture in a design of this new terminal.
So there you heard the chairman. It is going to be absolutely aesthetically very beautiful and also ethnically so very attractive. With cameraman Rahul in Surat, this is Vishal Baristo for DD India.
Sketch artists are displaying the transition of Surat in the western Indian state of Gujarat. Our correspondent Vishal Baristo spoke to some of these sketch artists. Take a listen.
I'm here at the Surat International Airport, and as you can see, this beautiful description of how Surat is changing and how the picture of Surat is changing. And this is a model of Surat International Airport, and some ladies are working here. They are called sketch artists. How many are you, and for how long have you been working?
We are working for 2 days, and you can see my team is working, and 6 female are working in this rangoli.
Is it a sand?
Yes, it's a making from the color which we generally made rangoli from the festival of Diwali and another festival. Same way we are trying to imagination of the Surat airport in the rangoli way, so that the new look of Surat we can put out the other peoples of the Surat. So just basically we try our best.
So are you all sand artists?
Yes. Basically we are from the sketch artist, but sand artist is the different part of the sketch artist. So it's a similar way of sketch.
So there you see, this is the beautiful picture. There you see Surat International Airport. That plane is taking off. Surat is also known for its textiles and diamonds, and this is another jewel in the already jeweled crown of Surat. With cameraman Rahul, this is Vishal Baristo for DD India, Surat.
And DD India correspondent Meghna Dev joins us from Surat with more details. On the phone line, Meghna, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be inaugurating the new integrated terminal building at Surat Airport shortly. From a business perspective, how pivotal is this terminal's inauguration and what impact is anticipated on economic activities in this region?
Very important question because, the International Airport, elevating the Surat International Airport was a much awaited for the people of Surat. And when you see that Surat is one of the most rapidly growing cities in India, in terms, it is also known as a textile city, it is known as a diamond city, the number of traders, and also not only it operates in the region of India, but a lot of business globally. So definitely we are from perspective that connectivity was a very important factor so that more businesses can.
Okay. Meghna, your voice is not clear.
That the interaction with businesses will have more frequency.
All right.
Because of the.
All right. Meghna, your voice is breaking. We are trying to reconnect with our correspondent. Meanwhile, the Kashi Tamil Sangamam special train reached Varanasi early on Sunday morning at 4:30 a.m., where on arrival, the passengers were given a warm welcome with the beats of dhol and damru. The platform had been specially decorated for the occasion. Government officials and other present to receive them put marigold garlands in a welcoming gesture. The tourists will stay for 4 days, during which they will visit famous places of religious and historical interests in Varanasi, then travel to Prayagraj and then to Ayodhya in the final leg of the journey. They will return on 20th of December. Varanasi District Administration has made special arrangements to ensure their safe stay.
And we have been warmly welcomed by the UP Minister and former Union Minister Pon Radhakrishnan ji and all the dignitaries and government officials. It is a great response that we have got, and the warm welcome that you can see over here is the love for the Tamil people that the people of Kashi give. I am very much glad for this wonderful opportunity that we have got. You can see the sound, the enthusiasm. All the people of Tamil students have been warmly welcomed in this occasion. I thank all the people of Kashi, officials and government for giving us this wonderful opportunity, and we hope that everything will be fine. Hara Hara Mahadev!
This is very warm welcome for all. To arrange this from PM Modi, it will be nice for everyone to industrial relationship between Bond and Kashi Tamil Sangam and the Tamil. It will be Jai Hind.
So we got an amazing welcome reception in Benares, and we are very happy and proud to be here, part of Tamil Sangam.
All right, and the promotion of Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat, or One Nation Best Nation, has been one of the major focus areas of the government, guided by the vision of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The second edition of Kashi Tamil Sangamam focuses on translating Tamil literature into various other Indian languages. DD India correspondent Ajay Mishra spoke to Registrar of Central Institute of Classical Tamil.
The Namo Ghat of Varanasi is all set to welcome the second edition of Kashi Tamil Sangamam here in Varanasi. I have with me Dr. R. Bhuvaneshwari, who is the Registrar of Central Institute of Classical Tamil, who is associated with this project of translating Tamil literature into other languages. Thanks very much, ma'am. What is the end motto of the translating Tamil literature into other languages, and what is currently doing? What are you currently doing?
So our institute, Central Institute of Classical Tamil, mainly focusing on translating and doing research on the classical Tamil language, and it is focusing on mainly translating the available 41 literatures to the other languages, Indian languages, and also the foreign languages. And the main motto of this translation is to reach out to the people and take the information available in the classical text to the people of the world, and it will benefit the society. And not only the classical language not only focuses on the literature, but also the wide information is available in all the classical texts, and not only in Tamil, but also in other languages too. And in future, we'll be focusing on translating other literatures, other language literatures to Tamil.
Thanks very much. So, so the translation of the Tamil literature, not only in the other languages, but also in the special Braille languages for the visually impaired, is one of the prime focus of this second edition of Kashi Tamil Sangamam. With camera person Uttam Singh, Ajam Study News, Namo Ghat, Varanasi.
The Indian Air Force Academy, Dundigal in South Indian state of Telangana, hoisted the combined graduation parade for the 212th Officers Course. Commissioning cadets marched shoulder to shoulder gallantly as the Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh reviewed the combined graduation parade for the 212th Officers Course. Indian Minister also conferred the prestigious President's Commission along with the Sword of Honour to the graduating trainees. Indian Navy successfully completed maiden in-country pilot training of multi-role MH-60R helicopter at INS Garud, Kochi. Rear Admiral Anshuman Chauhan presented graduation parchments to successful trainees. The helicopter is one of the 2 copters procured by India from the United States at a cost of over 14,000 crore rupees. The induction of these helicopters has significantly boosted the integral anti-submarine warfare capability of the Indian Navy. India is the 5th largest economy in the world and is paving the way to become the foremost economy of the world through the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra campaign, which aims at a complete saturation of government schemes to reach out each and every citizen of the country. The Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra's journey reached Dadhumia village council of Dibrugarh in its transformative journey to benefit people through various government schemes. India's Union Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways and Ayush Sarbananda Sonowal was present on the occasion. Our correspondent Subina Roy reports from Dibrugarh in Assam.
In an endeavour to connect with its citizens and achieve complete saturation of government schemes, the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra van reached Dhadumia Village Council in Jaipur block in Naharkatia of Dibrugarh district in Assam. Many people from nearby villages thronged the Viksit Bharat Yatra vans to avail the benefits of government flagship schemes. India's Minister Sarbananda Sonowal urged the villagers to enroll themselves in various government schemes to avail the benefits of the schemes. He also said that Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra paves the way for India to become the largest economy by 2047.
पिछले 9.5 साल में जो विकास हुई है, ये विकास को देखकर अब हर भारतीय को लगने लगा है कि हम दुनिया का सर्वश्रेष्ठ राष्ट्र के हिसाब से हिंदुस्तान को खड़ा कर सकते हैं। और इसलिए आज भारत मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में 5वीं अर्थव्यवस्था दुनिया के बन चुका है और अगली 2030 तक तीसरी बड़े अर्थव्यवस्था बनने जा रहा है और 2047 तक दुनिया का सर्वश्रेष्ठ राष्ट्र बनने जा रहा है। ये निश्चित है, लोगों को आत्मविश्वास जगाने का काम मोदी जी ने किया है।
The Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra is not just a program, it's a collective effort that brings together various government departments. This initiative is across the states, leaving an indelible mark in all the corners of the country. Subina Roy's report for DD India.
Indian Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman addressed the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra in Thiruvananthapuram on Saturday. Finance Minister described the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra as the march towards a developed nation as envisaged by PM Modi.
Whether it is Ujjwala, Jan Dhan Yojana, Mudra Yojana, Swanidhi Yojana, so for each category there is a scheme through which help reaches them. If help reaches all of them, that family will be in a position to make a decision as to how they want to move forward. This Viksit Bharat Yatra, Sankalp Yatra, where all of us will have to take the Sankalpam that we have to take so that we'll contribute. We'll become party to building India, to to be a developed country by 2047. That is behind this Vikasit Bharat Sankalp Yatra.
Let's take a look at other stories making news. Indian government's outreach program Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra reached India's Mayurbhanj in western state of Odisha on Saturday. Hundreds of people gathered at the event to listen to the interaction of PM with beneficiaries across the nation. Meanwhile, people took benefits of health camp and witnessed the exhibition on agri-products. Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra started in the urban area of India's Rohtak in northern state of Haryana on Saturday evening. A message by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was played at the occasion. The Prime Minister also virtually interacted with the beneficiaries of various schemes and launched the Vikas Bharat Sankalp Yatra in 5 states. Hundreds of people attended the Indian government's outreach program Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra in India's Behrampur city in the western state of Odisha. Various benefits of welfare schemes of central government were provided, and attendees also took benefits of the free health camp. Meanwhile, many beneficiaries recounted their past plight and expressed gladness about the benefits they received from several schemes. Heavy rains lash paths in India's southern state of Tamil Nadu as the India Meteorological Department has predicted heavy to very heavy showers at many places. Furthermore, isolated heavy rainfalls are likely to lash Tamil Nadu from Saturday to Tuesday. India's Special Task Force has taken into custody a suspicious Kashmiri person from India's Odisha for allegedly being linked with terror activities. The suspect was staying in Indian western state of Odisha's Jaipur district for about 1 decade, personifying himself as a doctor. In a remarkable display of persistence and dedication, a sustained operation by the Indian Army, J&K Police and Central Reserve Police Force in Rajouri district in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir has led to another significant breakthrough. The recovery includes pistols, magazines loaded with ammunition, hand grenades and various administrative materials. 3 dead and another 3 injured late on Saturday night after a dumper truck rammed into a local restaurant in India's Uttar Pradesh. The injured have been sent to hospital for treatment and the bodies of the deceased have been recovered. Still to come on DD India News Hour. The Indian stock markets enjoyed a highly profitable week. Stay with us to know more. India's tourism thrives on cultural richness and diverse landscapes, drawing millions worldwide. 2023 Khelo India Para Games to conclude with a closing ceremony today at New Delhi.
Welcome to Jaipur.
You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. The Indian stock markets enjoyed a highly profitable week, and experts say the markets are poised to do even better as the rally will continue. More in this report.
On the 14th and 15th of December, the Indian stock markets made history. The major indices opening each day at fresh lifetime highs and hitting new peaks. Over the last month, the 30-share sensitive index of the Bombay Stock Exchange, the BSE Sensex, has gained 8.65% or 5,689.02 points, closing at a fresh closing high of 71,483.75. It hit a new lifetime high on December 15 of 71,605.76. Similarly, the broader 50-share index of the National Stock Exchange, the Nifty, gained 8.74%, or 1,724.85 points, closing at a new closing high of 21,456.65 and hitting a fresh lifetime peak of 21,492.30 on Friday.
What it indicates is that India's corporates are doing very well. It also indicates that over the past 8 or 9 years, corporates have deleveraged very effectively and so are now well positioned to grow at a good pace going forward. They're growing at a sustainable pace, having deleveraged. And you're seeing very strong corporate earnings growth, which of course is ultimately dependent on the strength of the economy.
After India's strong economic performance in the first 2 quarters of the fiscal 2024, the Asian Development Bank revised upwards its forecast of India's economic growth rate to 6.7% for FY24.
With the economy likely growing over 8%, you have very strong corporate earnings growth, and that translates to a good stock market performance. This is a very different kind of stock market. If you look around the world, there have been speculative surges in other places. But India has outperformed most emerging markets in the last 10, 20, 30 years, in any sort of horizon you look at.
India's Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman had told Parliament that the economy was moving in the right direction and India had become the fastest growing major economy in the world. She said the macroeconomic fundamentals are fine and that India's Q2 growth of 7.6% is the highest in the world. She also said that inflation had stabilized within the 2 to 6% range of the RBI.
This is an article which was published in Wall Street Journal, a leading US newspaper, on 28th November. It's not something which is old, 28th November. The title of that article was interesting. It said, virtually everything has gone right for India. And in that it says, rupee has lost, and I quote, rupee has lost less than 1% of its value against the US dollar this year, compared with the decline of more than 3% for the Chinese yuan, a roughly 9% fall in the South African rand, and an 11% slide in the Japanese yen. Indian economy is benefiting from reforms put in place by the government of Prime Minister Modi, unquote. This is Wall Street Journal telling about the Indian rupee versus the US dollar.
During most of 2023, India's leadership of the G20 exposed world leaders and their representatives to India's economic reforms. India's direct benefit transfer system was recognized as a logistical marvel, given the country's size. CEOs from major business houses have expressed their interest in India's growth story. India is expected to be the world's third largest economy by 2030, with a GDP of around $7.3 trillion by then. India is now being seen as the biggest investment destination. India is at the forefront of discussions on alliances and strategic partnerships with governments across North America, Europe and the Global South. Bureau Report, DD India.
India's travel and tourism industry, known for its rich cultural heritage and diverse landscapes, attracts millions of visitors from across the world. The sector continues to thrive with strategic investments, envisioning substantial growth and modernization. Jessica Taneja has the details.
From the captivating fusion of diverse landscapes and rich cultural experiences to a vibrant culinary scene coupled with warm hospitality, India has become a compelling and immersive choice for discerning travelers across the world. This year, India welcomed over 6.43 million foreign tourists, further bolstering the nation's third largest foreign exchange earning sector. Now the world's fast-growing aviation market is prepped to facilitate smooth travel for passengers by expanding its airport facilities and also ensuring smooth check-in through its travel app, the Digi Yatra.
The Digi Yatra app has been used by passengers to either arrive at particular airports and board planes. in the next phase, which is in calendar year 2024, we are going to take up first 14 more airports that we are adding on to DigiYatra, and in the second phase 11 more airports, so a total of 25 more airports in calendar year 2024.
After experiencing brief disruptions triggered by the pandemic, India's tourism sector is poised to evolve into a $1 trillion industry by 2047. With India opening its doors by allowing 100% FDI for tourism construction projects, the government is leaving no stone unturned in transforming India into a world-class connecting hub and a sought-after destination for both tourists and businesses. Poised for substantial growth, the tourism sector stands to benefit from the government initiatives in airport construction, backed by an $11.9 billion investment, ensuring improved infrastructure and connectivity in the future. Jessica Taneja for DD India.
All right, and that's all for this edition of DD India News Hour. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India News Hour.